Imagine this: waking up in the morning, stretching your legs and standing up, feeling steady, strong, stable. No wobbles, no strange cramps in the night, no fear of falling. Just the pure confidence to take on your day, whether it's a long walk, dancing at a wedding, or just carrying groceries from the car without a second thought. But for so many of us over 60, that isn't the reality. Instead, it's a constant tightness in the calves. It's that sudden agonizing cramp at 2 in the morning that jerks you awake. It's that moment you stand up from a chair and have to pause holding onto furniture just to make sure your legs are underneath you. Welcome to Healthier Daily. I'm Dr. Ben Carter. We're here today to tell you that these leg issues are very often not just old age. They are signals. They are your body's way of telling you that a vital system is running low on a few key supplies. And to help us understand exactly what our legs need and how to get it, we are so honored to have our lead expert, Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, with us.
Thank you, Ben. This is a subject of great importance. That fear of falling, that feeling of weakness, it can make your world feel smaller. But as Ben said, this is often not a sign that your body is broken. It is a sign that one of its key systems is simply out of balance. I want you to think of your legs not just as two limbs, but as a high-performance system like a finely crafted automobile. For this vehicle to run perfectly, it relies on 3 integrated networks that must all work in perfect harmony. First, you need the structural framework, the strong chassis, the frame, and the shock absorbers, which are your bones and joints. Second, you need the electrical and signaling network, the complex computer wiring, which are your nerves, carrying precise commands from your brain to your muscles in an instant. And third, you need the power and performance system, the engines themselves, which are your muscles, and the fuel lines that feed them. That wobble you feel, that cramp that grips you, that feeling of weakness, it is simply a warning light. It's a sign that one of these 3 networks is in trouble. Perhaps the chassis is weak, the wiring is frayed, or the engines are seizing up from lack of a key ingredient.
That is such a clear and hopeful way to see it, Doctor. It takes the mystery and the fear out of it. So that is our exact promise to you today. In this masterclass, we are going to act as your body's chief engineers. We will guide you through a diagnostic check of all 3 networks. We will show you the exact nutrient teams that your body is missing. We'll reveal the specific vitamins and minerals required to repair the framework, to fix the wiring, and to refuel the power system. The solution is not one magic pill. It's about understanding the system and giving each network exactly what it needs to work in harmony again. If you are ready to stop guessing and start truly understanding how to rebuild your leg strength from the ground up, please make that commitment to yourself right now. Go to the comments section below and type the word strong. It's your declaration that you are ready to feel steady, stable, and confident again. And while you are there, please be sure to subscribe to Healthier Daily and ring that notification bell. Your first diagnostic check on the structural framework begins right now.
Before we can check the wiring or the engines, we must, as our first priority, inspect the structural framework. A powerful engine in a car with a cracked, rusty chassis is not only useless, it is dangerous. It has no foundation. Our framework, our bones and joints, is the absolute foundation for every move we make. Weak bones mean weak legs. It is that simple.
That's exactly right, Doctor. And for decades, when we've talked about the framework, most of us have only focused on one single nutrient, calcium. We were told take calcium for strong bones. But this is where the idea of the orchestra we discussed earlier becomes so important. Calcium is just one instrument. Think of it as the bricks for your foundation. But just piling up 1,000,000 bricks on a job site doesn't build a strong wall. To build that strong foundation, you need the whole team to show up. First, you need the site foreman who tells the delivery trucks to bring the bricks to the job site in the first place. That foreman is vitamin D. Vitamin D's most famous job is to help you absorb calcium from your food into your bloodstream. If you are low in vitamin D, and a huge number of seniors or the bricks never even make it to the construction site. This is why low D levels are so strongly linked to muscle weakness, poor balance, and a high risk of falls. So now, thanks to vitamin D, your bloodstream is full of calcium bricks. This is where the most common and most dangerous mistake is made. The bricks are at the site, but they are just lying around in disorganized piles, getting in the way and causing problems. We need the traffic cop. We need a specialized worker who grabs those bricks and tells them exactly where to go. That traffic cop is vitamin K2. This is one of the most overlooked nutrients of our time. Vitamin K2 activates special proteins in your body. One of these proteins, called osteocalcin, pulls the calcium bricks into your bones and locks them in place, making the chassis strong. But just as importantly, K2 activates another protein that prevents calcium from being deposited in the wrong places, like your arteries, your kidneys, or your joint cartilage, where it causes stiffness and harm. So do you see this essential team? Calcium is the bricks. Vitamin D is the foreman who gets the bricks delivered to the bloodstream. Vitamin K2 is the traffic cop who directs those bricks into your bones and away from your soft tissues. Taking high-dose calcium without its partners is like ordering thousands of bricks to be dumped on the highway, blocking traffic and never making it to the actual building. And there's one more helper, magnesium, which we will talk about more in part 4. But you should know that magnesium is like the assistant who helps the foreman vitamin D do its job. It helps activate vitamin D. So this whole team is beautifully interconnected.
This synergy is the key. I am reminded of a patient, a wonderful woman named Doris, who was 71. She was terrified of falling. She had a minor slip, and while she didn't break anything, it shattered her confidence. Her legs felt weak and unreliable. She told me she felt brittle, and her doctor, with the best intentions, had her taking a high-dose calcium supplement, but nothing else. Her chassis was being flooded with bricks, but she had no foreman. Her vitamin D was low and absolutely no traffic cop. Her K2 was non-existent. Her framework was weak, and her arteries were likely stiffening from the misplaced calcium. We worked with her doctor. We tested her levels. We immediately had her stop the high-dose calcium pill and focus on getting calcium from food first, from plain yogurt, cheese, and dark leafy greens. Then we added a single supplement that combined vitamin D3 with vitamin K2, the MK7 form. And we also added magnesium, which we'll discuss later. The change over a few months was remarkable. She came back to my office and said, "I don't feel brittle anymore. I feel solid. I feel stable on my feet." She wasn't just building bone. She was building confidence. We had restored the entire structural framework team.
Doris's story is the perfect example of restoring the system. So for network number 1, your structural framework, you need the whole team. Get your calcium from food first, then make sure that calcium gets to the right place by ensuring you have its partner's vitamin D from safe sun fatty fish or a supplement, and vitamin K2 from natto grass, fed dairy egg yolks, or a supplement. This is the true way to build a strong, reliable foundation for your legs.
We have done excellent work on the structural framework. The chassis of our vehicle is strong, solid, and properly balanced with the right minerals. But a strong chassis, Ben, doesn't move on its own. It must receive commands from the driver, the brain. This brings us to our second critical system, the electrical and signaling network, the wiring. A strong frame is completely useless if the wiring connecting the brain to the muscles is cut, frayed, or full of static. You can have the strongest legs in the world, but if the command to stand up or catch your balance gets lost on the way or arrives too slowly, you will stumble. This is where so many issues of balance and stability truly begin.
That is so true, Doctor. This frayed wiring or static is exactly what many of our viewers describe in their comments. It's that frustrating pins and needles feeling in your feet. It's the numbness that makes you feel disconnected from the ground. It's that frightening split-second delay when you start to tip, but your legs don't seem to get the message fast enough to catch you. These are not always muscle problems. They are nerve problems. This is a failure in the electrical network. To fix this wiring, we need to call in the nerve team, which consists of 2 superstar vitamins. The first and most critical member of this team is vitamin B12. Think of vitamin B12 as the protective rubber insulation on the outside of the electrical wire. This coating, called the myelin sheath, is what allows the signal to travel incredibly fast and clear from your brain to your toes in a fraction of a second. When B12 is low, that insulation becomes frayed and thin. The signal leaks out. It becomes slow and full of static. This is what directly causes that numbness, the tingling, and the dangerous loss of balance. And here's the critical issue for seniors: our ability to absorb B12 from our food plummets as we age. We produce less stomach acid, which is essential to unlock B12 from food. Plus, many common medications, especially antacids and metformin for diabetes, can block its absorption. This is why B12 deficiency is so common in seniors, even those who eat a healthy diet. Now, if B12 is the insulation on the wire, the second member of the team, vitamin B6, is the signal booster. Vitamin B6 is essential for actually creating the chemical messengers themselves, the neurotransmitters that carry the command from one nerve to the next. It also plays a key role in energy metabolism within the nerve cell, helping it repair and recover. Low B6 means the signal itself is weak, even if the wire is perfectly insulated. This leads to that feeling of fatigue, slow muscle recovery, and poor coordination. This nerve team B12 for the insulation and B6 for the signal strength is absolutely vital for keeping you steady on your feet. It's amazing to see our community from all over the world learning about it together. Please take just a moment to share which state or country you are watching from in the comments below. It's a wonderful inspiration for Dr. Hinohara and me to see how far this health journey reaches.
We have done such wonderful work. We have secured the structural framework of our vehicle, ensuring the bones and joints are strong and balanced. We have repaired the electrical and signaling network so the commands from the brain are clear, fast, and precise. But now, Ben, we must address the engines themselves, the muscles. A car with a perfect chassis and flawless wiring is useless if the engines seize up, sputter, or simply cannot generate power. This is our third vital network, the power and performance system. A performance engine, you see, is not just about raw power or contraction. That is only half the equation. A true high-performance engine must also run smoothly. It must be able to relax just as powerfully as it contracts. An engine that is constantly seizing up, which is what you feel as a brutal, painful, sudden leg cramp, is a failing engine.
That seizing, doctor, is the number one complaint we hear about when it comes to leg issues. It's that 2 a.m. jolt, that sharp, agonizing vice like knot in your calf or foot that forces you out of bed limping and desperate to stretch it out. Or perhaps it's that milder but constant feeling of restless legs, a sense that your muscles just will not settle down and be at peace. This is a critical failure in the power system, and it is almost always a sign that your muscle team, the specific minerals that control muscle function, is catastrophically out of balance. The captain of this team, the mineral responsible for calming your muscles, is the master relaxer. That mineral is magnesium. Do you remember back in part 2, we talked about calcium being the go signal, the brick that rushes into a muscle cell and tells it to contract? Well, magnesium is the equally important stop signal. It is the pull to calcium's push. After your muscle fiber contracts, it is magnesium's job to rush in and actively pump that calcium back out of the cell. This is the signal that tells the muscle fiber, the work is done. You can let go now. You can relax. When you are low in magnesium, and studies show a vast majority of seniors are, that stop signal is missing. Your muscle gets the go signal, it contracts, and then it gets stuck, it can't relax. That right there is the biological root of your muscle cramp or spasm. It's an engine seizing up because it's missing its most critical balancing fluid. Magnesium is also the spark plug. Your cells need to create ATP, which is their basic energy. No magnesium means no relaxation and no power. But magnesium has a critical partner in this power system. This is the internal balancer of the muscle cell itself. That mineral is potassium. Think of potassium as the mineral that maintains the battery charge of every muscle and nerve cell. It works in a delicate dance with sodium to create an electrical gradient, which is what allows the nerve signal from part 3 to be received by the muscle cell in the first place. When your potassium is low, and this is incredibly common, especially if you take diuretics or water pills for high blood pressure, that battery charge is weak. The signal from the nerve becomes fuzzy. The muscle can't contract properly. This leads directly to that feeling of trembling, profound weakness, or a stuttering spasm. So you absolutely need this muscle team working perfectly magnesium to provide the stop signal and prevent the engine from seizing, and potassium to maintain the battery charge so the engine can fire strongly and reliably.
This reminds me of a patient, a wonderful gentleman named Arthur. He was 74. He came to me, and he looked exhausted. He said, "Doctor, I am not afraid of the day. I am terrified of the night." He was being woken up almost every single night by these violent seizing cramps in his calves. He was becoming afraid to go to sleep. We looked at his life. He was on a diuretic, which we know flushes out both magnesium and potassium. His diet was low in fresh foods. His power system was running on empty. We didn't do anything dramatic. We worked with his doctor, of course. We helped him add potassium-rich foods into his diet, wonderful foods like avocados, sweet potatoes, bananas, and white beans. And we had him start a high-quality magnesium supplement, specifically magnesium glycinate, right before he went to bed. He came back 1 month later, and he looked like a new man. He said, "I have slept through the night every night for 2 weeks. The seizing has stopped. He didn't just get his sleep back, he got his peace back. We had refueled his engines and fixed the seizing.
That story is one we see all the time. So for network number 3, your power system, you must feed this muscle team. Get your magnesium from leafy greens like spinach, from almonds, from pumpkin seeds, and from black beans. Get your potassium from avocados, spinach, sweet potatoes, bananas, and beans. This is how you stop the engines from seizing and allow them to run with smooth, reliable, and strong power.
We have now completed our diagnostic check of all 3 networks. We have examined the structural framework, our bones, the electrical network, our nerves, and the power system, our muscles. This is wonderful progress. But the most important lesson, the one that is the key to true lasting strength, is this. These are not 3 separate systems. They are one single interconnected masterpiece. You cannot fix one network and expect the whole vehicle to run. What good is a perfect strong chassis, network 1, if the electrical wiring is frayed and full of static, network 2? What good is a powerful engine, network 3, if the chassis it's bolted to is weak and brittle? This is why so many people fail. They take one pill for one problem. They try to fix the engine while ignoring the wiring and the framework. True steady strength is only found in the harmony of the entire system.
That is the absolute scientific truth, Doctor. These systems are not just related. They are dependent on each other. Let's look at the direct connections. First, look at the power system muscles and the structural framework bones. We talked about calcium from network 1 being the go signal for muscles and magnesium from network 3 being the stop signal. These are not 2 separate ideas, they are 2 sides of the same coin. The muscle cannot function without this perfect balance. You cannot fix the power system with magnesium if you are simultaneously flooding the framework with imbalanced high-dose calcium. They are one single balanced mechanism. Second, look at the electrical network nerves and the power system muscles. We said your nerves, B12, B6, send the clear signal. But what if the signal is clear and the muscle cell's battery is dead? We learned that potassium from network 3 maintains that battery charge in the muscle cell. If that charge is weak, the nerve can send a perfect 100% clear signal and nothing happens. The muscle's receiver is offline. A clear signal to a dead battery is useless. The wiring and the engine must work together. And finally, look at the framework bones and the electrical network nerves again. Where does your sense of balance come from? It comes from your nerves. Network 2, getting constant, real-time information from your joints and from the soles of your feet. When your structural framework network 1 is solid, strong, and stable, it provides clear, reliable feedback to your nerves. This allows your electrical network to make tiny, instant adjustments to keep you balanced. A strong framework makes the wiring system's job 1,000 times easier.
Do you see? It is all one system. True, steady, confident leg strength is not found in a single pill or one nutrient. It is found in the harmony of all 3 networks working as one. You cannot fix the engine while ignoring the wiring. You cannot fix the wiring while ignoring the framework. We must become the chief engineer of the entire system.
And that is exactly what we will do in our final section. Now that we understand the individual networks and how they connect, it's time to create one single unified restoration protocol that addresses all 3 at the same time.
We have now completed our full diagnostic of your body's high-performance system. We've seen how true leg strength, stability, and comfort depend not on one part, but on the perfect harmonious function of all 3 integrated networks. The structural framework, Your bones must be solid. The electrical network, your nerves, must be clear. The power system, your muscles must be responsive and calm. You are the chief engineer of this entire system. You are not a victim of its decline. You are the one responsible for its maintenance.
That's the key. And as chief engineer, your job is to use a systematic protocol that supports all three networks at once. So here is your practical leg strength restoration protocol, a system check. You can start today. Step 1. Test, don't guess. You cannot fix a system until you know which network is weakest. Stop guessing. Ask your doctor for these specific blood tests to find your unique weak links. Vitamin D 25-hydroxy checks your foramen. Vitamin B12 checks your insulation. Magnesium RBC, this is vital. Ask for an RBC magnesium test, not a standard serum test. It shows what's inside your cells, which is far more accurate for checking your relaxer. A basic panel that includes potassium is also wise, especially if you're on diuretics. Step 2. The Food First Framework. Start by providing the best materials for all three networks from your plate. For your framework bones, get calcium from plain yogurt, cheese, sardines, and leafy greens. Get K2 from grass-fed dairy, egg yolks, and natto. For your wiring nerves, get B12 from animal products, beef, fish, eggs, dairy, or fortified foods. Get B6 from chicken, bananas, and chickpeas. For your power system muscles, get magnesium from pumpkin seeds, almonds, and spinach. Get potassium from avocados, sweet potatoes, and white beans. Step 3. Smart targeted supplementation. Once you have your test results, you can supplement wisely to fill the specific gaps. If B12 is low, a high-quality B12 methylcobalamin supplement is essential for neuromuscular health in seniors. If you have cramps, a magnesium-like glycinate supplement is key for magnesium-potassium muscle cramps relief. And as we discussed, ensure your vitamin D and K2 are working together. The vitamin D calcium K2 synergy is critical for your bones. This targeted approach addresses the root causes of sarcopenia nutrient deficiencies. If this masterclass on restoring your body's interconnected networks has given you a clear, hopeful path to stronger legs, please show your support by giving this video a like, and please share it. So many people are struggling with these symptoms, and this information could be the answer they've been looking for. And if you haven't already, this is your invitation to subscribe to Healthier Daily and ring that notification bell. We are committed to being your trusted engineers on this journey to health. Finally, our most important question for you today: as you reflect on your own body and symptoms, which of the three networks, the structural framework, bones, joints, the electrical wiring, nerves, just balance, or the power system, muscles, cramps, do you feel needs the most support in your legs right now? Please share your answer in the comments below. Your story and your insights are a vital part of this community, and they help us all learn together. From all of us at Healthier Daily, thank you for your time.
Be a wise and thorough chief engineer. Nurture all three networks, and your body will respond with harmony, stability, and strength.